Happy Monday. Excited to be spending your morning with you. I am talking about some hard lessons, um, which was a topic of conversation in my household this weekend, as well as with my team. So, if you've ever had maybe a child or a team member come to you asking for something. Maybe that was for a raise or a promotion, or investing maybe in their education. And you had to tell them no or not right now. Some of those hard lessons can be difficult for team members to take on. So I shared a story with my team that I was trying to give them a little perspective. So I can remember being at my old company many, many years ago, prior to starting Diamond Accelerator. And it was in media, in an industry where about 90% of the people don't make it past 12 months. And by that point, I had been there 5 or 6 years and I had worked my way up to really a top 10 percenter. I'd climbed the ranks very quickly. I was hitting goals and really just more so even blowing my goals out of the water. So one day I walked into my boss's office, ready to make my case. There was a massive client in the market, the biggest one we had actually. And I believed that that client should have been mine. And I had my numbers ready. I had my reasoning prepared of why he should give it to me. And in my mind, I had earned it. And frankly, I just wanted it. I wanted it so badly I could taste it. And, this client would have come with real prestige and a big jump in pay. And it just really felt like I was the obvious choice to give it to. And I remember so clearly thinking that there was no way that he would say no to me. And sure enough, he did. He said no to me. And I walked out of that office so mad, so frustrated, couldn't believe that he had the nerve to tell me no. And for a while, I kept replaying that conversation in my head, trying to figure out like how it made sense. How could he tell me no? But after some time passed, I really started to realize something important. A lot of disappointment in life, it comes from these expectations that we place on other people. And in that moment, I had walked into his office asking for a handout and expecting someone else to just hand me the opportunity. Give me the client, give me the big pay raise, the bump, the prestige. I just wanted it handed to me. And if we're honest, we see this show up a lot in our business. And I want to share this with med spa owners that are starting to see a little success. Maybe that's been, you're open a year or two and you've been working really hard and you're busy and you start, expecting this next level to just happen for you. And you want that, that right injector to just show up for you and join your team. You expect the right patients, the luxury ones, to just magically find you. You expect revenue to just keep climbing incrementally month after month without doing anything different. But and on the flip side, maybe you have team members that are in the same boat that they just want more without any type of expectations in return. But the truth is, most people they really overestimate what they're entitled to in a short amount of time, right? Because we want things now, we want them when we want them. And we greatly underestimate what you can actually build over a longer period of time. If you stay focused, if you stay dialed in, if you keep developing your skill set. So I made this decision after my boss told me no, he wasn't giving me a client. Instead of waiting for someone to just give me something, I was going to bet on myself. I was going to take control over my own destiny. I was going to take ownership of my success, my book of business, my growth, how much money I made. In fact, I still think about that to this day. And one of the reasons why at Diamond Accelerator, one of our core values is ownership, is exactly this of taking control of your own destiny and really having ownership of that. So after he told me no, I didn't start looking for another job. I didn't stew and pout and be like, well, fine, I'm not gonna try as hard anymore. I did the complete opposite. I focus on, building my own book of business. I doubled down on bringing new clients in, strengthening my relationships, getting reviews, generating referrals and case studies, and really developing my skills. So when I went in and said, oh, hey, I want to take this class, I want to do, get this software, asked him to invest in me, he still said no. So what did I do? I invested in myself. I paid it for my own training, right? So everything that was within my control, I absolutely did. I went all in. And looking back, I'm actually so grateful that he told me no. I'm so grateful for that. What a good learning lesson that was, because it made me so much better. It made me work so much harder. I mean, I thought I was working hard, but there was still stuff left in the tank for me to work even harder. It made me take ownership. It made me, stop waiting for opportunities and frankly just start creating more of them. And so that was such a good learning lesson for me. Now, yesterday I was watching The Lion King with one of my littles, and there was a part there was a scene where Rafiki hits Simba on the head, just pounds him with a stick, and Simba was like, oh, ow, what was that for? And Rafiki, he said, it doesn't matter. It's in the past. And Simba says, yeah, but that hurt. And Rafiki responds, yes, but the past, it can hurt, right? But the way I see it is you can either run from it or you can learn from it. Such a good line, right? You can run from the past that hurt you, or you can learn from it. And that's really the choice that we all have as business owners and in team members as well, right? We can build our skills, we can build our systems, we can build our leadership, grow our leadership, we can build our reputation and our relationships, right? And the goal is to create such results that make you undeniable in the value that you deliver to patients, undeniable in the results that your team produces, undeniable in the growth of your business, undeniable in the culture that you've built that people are begging to work with you. So, because when you do that long enough, guys, you stop hoping for the next opportunity. You stop having to beg for a seat at the table. You become the obvious choice. The obvious choice for patients to choose your practice. The obvious choice for a great injector to want to be on your team. And here's the best part of my Media Days story is that about 2 years after I asked for that big client, the largest client there was, that same boss called me into his office. And what did he do but give me the largest client in the market? And I can't tell you at the time how good that felt. And not just because I got in and, it really gave me a good bump in pay and there was prestige behind it, but because I freaking earned it. Because, and what he said too was, Caitlin, you are so good now that you are the obvious choice for me to give you this client. And I still remember that moment to this day, and how good it felt to have just earned that client and not just ask for a handout. And some could argue like that I had earned it prior to that. But if I'm being honest, I hadn't. I had done some great things. But that second time around, or when he finally gave me that client, there was 100% without a doubt. I knew that I earned it, and so did he. And for him to say that I was the obvious choice, like that was really meaningful. So I share this with you if you are a med spa owner that has had some success and do some great things, but you're maybe hit kind of like a ceiling and you're like, I want to continue to grow. I want to, attract great injectors to work on my team. I want to attract luxury patients new into my practice. We can't just expect handouts for those things to happen. If you have team members that, are just having their hand out, asking for a pay raise with no additional expectations attached to it, just simply because I'm here and I want it. These are the type of, stories that you need to be sharing with your team and what it's going to take for them to get what they want, for them to control their own destiny and take really ownership of their results, their work, their happiness, and their pay. So I hope that you found that helpful. And again, we are all in a place that we could either apply that to ourselves, right? And not, and stop expecting for, growth and results to just happen. And also with our team of not expecting a handout to just happen and having real, clear, honest conversations with ourselves and our team of what it's going to take to get to that next level. All right, guys, I hope you found this helpful. Make sure that you like and share this with another med spa owner that could benefit from these insights that I share with you personally, that has helped me grow my team from, just a few to now over 70 people at Diamond Accelerator, and really thriving and growing. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.